There we go. Finally, I snapped my fingers. We can start the video now. Hello, welcome back from Top of the Wall. My name is Mason Up, and we are back with more Commander Power Hour. And this time, I have a timer. I actually have a timer set. So no interruptions or no notifications on my phone are gonna disrupt the timer or anything. And this time we have 4 new stipulations. Ooh, we got house party, creatures only, and lands. You're allowed to have creatures and lands. I should specify. You're allowed to have creatures and lands for this deck. And our commander is. Oh, we'll find it. 1 second. Multani Maro-Sorcerer. I honestly forgot which one that one was. Creatures only, so we don't forget. Nope. Well, there's probably only like 2 things with the word Maro in them. Oh, Descendant of Maro, that's cool. Anyway, can't start that yet. There. Wait. It said Multani Maro-Sorcerer, right? Yeah, it did say Multani Maro-Sorcerer. Copy. That's unfortunate. I think the other one might have been a little bit more interesting. Hey, what is the difference here? Oh, just one has trample, one has hexproof. Great. Oh, and you cost 1 more mana. That's. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. You have hexproof and. Oh, all right. I see the difference now. Multani Maro-Sorcerer is 4 and double green. Has power and toughness equal to the total number of cards in all players' hands. Multani cannot be the target of spells or abilities. It has ****. So in a 4-player game, a Magic, playing Multani would end up maybe a lot of games you'll see him as like a 12/12 hexproof commander. That's not so bad as a Boggle. It's pretty good for 6. Wearing green to ramp up. That's pretty good. Molimo Maro-Sorcerer has trample, ****, and has power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. It's 4 triple green. I think it's significantly worse in a game of Commander. And don't get me wrong, lands are something that change less often than hand sizes. But in a lot of games, hexproof should be better than trample. Because eventually, after casting your commander a number of times, and because you're in green, you can keep playing it very frequently, they will run out of like board wipes. There's just not enough board wipes to keep the board clear all the time, because they're gonna have to wrath the board for every time that it's here and it has evasion and it's potential lethal, and they'll have to wrath the board every time that an opponent presents lethal. So keep that in mind when building around these hexproof creatures. Alright, let's make you the commander of the deck. Alright, good. We have it pasted in place. Copy. Paste. And we're going to copy you, put you up here. You are the commander of the deck. The commander of the Legion. Oh, it's an other Maro. Oh, it's a Maro-Sorcerer. Maro ****, or whatever. That's odd. Anyway, back to the advanced search panel, and I'm going to start the clock. There's 1 hour starting now. I think what I'm going to do for Maro is I'm going to make him a Boggle type deck. And if you don't know what Boggles are basically small hexproof creatures that you put a bunch of enchantments on, and then you swing, knowing that the opponent can't use removal like Path to Exile or Swords or Murders or whatever to hit the Boggle, and you can end up just continuously getting in, knowing that the removal won't work and that your creature usually outsizes theirs and can evade theirs. So it's a pretty uninteractive deck that just continuously beats the opponent down, knowing they can't do anything about it. I think 31 forest might be good. Oh yeah, that's right. No Soul Ring. I automatically started with Soul Ring, thinking that I could never take it out of a deck. I can't imagine a deck without Soul Ring. For mana ramp, let's just try some of the creature ramp. Wood Elves. Farhaven Elf. And Farhaven Elf and Wood Elves are creatures that enter the battlefield and search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Wood Elf searches for a forest and puts it onto the battlefield. No, it's... I'll check. Enters... I'll check real quick. I'm going to look them all up. So I'm going to probably just start with some ramp. Because I'm in green, and one of the big advantages of green is having the ability to go big mana very easily. Just already in your color. Enter battlefield. Search. Land. Green in commander. So I won't get anything with that. With any color on it aside from green or colorless. Oh, you know what? Also need to narrow it down by creature. I can only have creatures. What do we have in here? Okay, we have 24 hits. That's actually not bad. Avatar of Growth, 4 green, green, and... Why is the font weird? Anyway, it's a 4/4 with trample. It costs 1 less to cast for each opponent you have, which is actually very sweet. When it enters the battlefield, each player searches his or her library for 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle their libraries. Oh, I see. This is just an online version. Oh, it's just an online version. All right, that's fine. No. Avatar of Growth. Yeah, I can see maybe wanting this sort of a thing. We'll stick you in here. And we'll head back. Oh yeah, this one is the one that anybody can search for a basic land card. They have to discard a card, and it cycles for a basic land. I see. District Guide, 2 green, 2/2. Search your library for basic land card or gate. Reveal it, put it into your hand. I don't need gates, and I don't think I really want to tutor for lands and put them in my hand that bad. Maro reads in each player's hand. Yeah, this is Farhaven Elf. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. I already have it in. No, another, put it in your hand. Nisa Vastwood's here. I could cheat. I could cheat. You said it did say creatures only. This is a creature. It becomes a planeswalker. I'm not technically cheating, but I am definitely not in the spirit of the competition when I do this. Enters the battlefield. If you have an opponent, no, I don't want to give my opponents all free lands. I will take Ondu Giant though. 2/4, 3 and a green. Search your library for basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tap. Then shuffle your library. Yeah, I'll take Ondu Giant. And I will take Gaia's Cradle. Ooh, is that not how you spell that? That's right. Cradle. Gaia's Cradle. Sweet. And oh, you know what? We're in green. There is a Crucible of Worlds combo with Strip Mine, and there's a creature with Crucible of Worlds attached to it that's stable to it. So after this, after a quick Solemn, actually, I'll take a quick Solemn. Quick Solemn. And Ulvenwold Hydra? Yeah, I'll take that too. I'll take an Ulvenwold Hydra. I need a creature with reach, and it's a big fatty for 6. And I can search my library for a basic land card, put on the battlefield tapped. It makes itself bigger, and it ramps. Seems good. Stick you in. A Wild Wanderer. Yes. Search your library for basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. Yeah, I'll take this. Wild Wanderer. And Woodland Bellower. I liked this card, and I do play it in my green decks in Commander in real life. It is 4 green, 6/5, and when it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a non-legendary green creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less. Put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. If you've seen a lot of my videos, you know how much I like toolboxes and how much I like being able to search for the exact kind of silver bullet that I need, the exact kind of creature that I want, or the exact kind of like land that'll do stuff when it enters. And I love playing around with that. So I will put you in there, and I don't mind getting a Farhaven Elf or a Wood Elves with this. That's not bad. Essentially, it gets me 2 creatures and a land if I just go get Wood Elves, which isn't bad either. It's not great. It's not good either. Let's see. Fertilid? Well, I might be doing stuff with +1/+1 counters. Just all things considered. I'm on the plan to make my commander huge, so swole, and beat face. Actually, let's remove Avatar of Growth. Put it right here. Enter it in the proper way. Let's read Multani, Maro-Sorcerer one more time. And just specify whether, yes, it has Shroud. So that means I can't target it either. I don't think the Boggle Plan's going to work out. Oops. That's all right. Big beat sticks are fine. And, what about creatures that favor creatures with big power? Power, creature. Oh, hello. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures in play. Doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Tap 5 untapped creatures you control. Untap Altar Golem. Cost 7 mana. Nah. Let's see. What I was hoping for was something like from Naya that cares about power. But I don't think that's where I want to be. Or Formidable. Or there's one other one that was not Formidable. It was something else. Let's see. Where is the other card? And its dumb name. It's not Formidable. It is also from Cons, though. Ferocious. That's what it is. Frontier Mastodon, 2 and a green, 3/2, and enters battlefield with +1/+1 counter if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, a bonus for just having something with huge power. Garruk's Packmaster, not where I want to be right now. Let's see. Anyway, back up. I missed some things. Oh, let's get an Eternal Witness, actually. Creatures only. Return something from graveyard to hand. Eternal. Eternal Witness is just seems good. Plus, it goes with Woodland Bellower. And we should also put in Genesis because it is a sweet creature. There it is, Genesis. Yes, Genesis is this amazing green creature from days of old that I'm sure if you guys don't know about is going to be in all of your green decks if you can get them. 4 and a green, 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Genesis is in your graveyard, you may pay 2 and a green. If you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And we're in creatures only, so that's any non-land card in our graveyard. We return it to our hand. Which reminds me, for toolbox reasons, I think Acidic Slime would be fantastic. Acidic Slime. Acidic Slime is the 2/2 with Death Touch for 3 and green creature, ooze. Enters the battlefield, destroys an artifact, enchantment, or a land, which is pretty sweet. Very good ETB. Hits a lot of stuff. And there's always a land on the battlefield that you might want to get rid of, like a double land or something that is fixing somebody's colors. Ooh, what's Bioplasm? 3 green, 4/4. Whenever it attacks, remove the top card of your library from the game. If it's a creature card, which it always is, that's the line. Bioplasm gets +X+Y until end of turn, where X is the removed creature's power and its toughness. Not till end of turn. I don't want that. Champion of Lambert. Champion of Lambert. Hello. It is a 1/1 for 1 green, human warrior. Creatures with power less than Champion of Lambert's power can't block creatures you control. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of Lambert. Yeah, we'll take that. And it is tutorable with Woodland Bellower, which and also gives our commander evasion. It's not targeting our commander, so it's completely fine. It's a static ability. Now, Den Protector is similar to Eternal Witness. 1 and a green, 2/1 creatures with power less than Den Protector's power can't block it. And it has Morph and Megamorph. So Megamorph says you can turn it face up for 1 and a green, and it gets a +1/+1 counter. And when it's turned face up, you can return target card from your graveyard to your hand. And remember, this can sometimes be a little bit better than Morph. But then Eternal Witness, because when you go to morph something and you put it, when you cast it, they don't know what it is. It's a secret. So it can literally be any morph card. If they've played Commander before and they know anything about morph creatures, they're going to go, oh, you're in green. It's Den Protector. That's what it is. And they'll either choose to counter it or they'll choose not to and try to blow it up or something. And if they don't realize what it is, you can actually turn it face up. And Morph doesn't actually use the stack. So you can immediately just flip it up anytime, instant speed. They can't do anything about it. And it immediately puts this trigger onto the stack. So it's a spell. They don't know what it is or what it's going to do when it hits the battlefield. They have to guess. And if it is Den Protector, it's you then flip it up. Surprise, here's its ability, which is hard to counter because it's an ability. And I just realized Den Protector is carrying a baby. She's charging into battle with her some kind of a weird stick with rocks tied to it and a baby strapped to her. Just leaping out of from the side of a cliff or something at people. All right, that's good. Oh yeah, Drum Hunter is our next one. 3 and a green, 2/2. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 5 or greater, you may draw a card. I'm gonna have a creature with power 5 or greater. Yeah. And it also taps for 1 mana. So on turn 4, if we end up playing it, next turn untap, play a land, then play our commander. Following upkeep, get to draw cards. Alright, Dirkwood Tracker. If it is in play, it deals damage equal to its power to target attacking creature. That creature deals damage equal to its power to Duskwood Tracker. Oh, so it's fight. It has fight. Well, that's actually an interesting mechanic. Yeah, it has a tap ability, just fight. I would like that in my creature deck. Speaking of things that I might want in my creature-heavy deck, I would like a Duplicant. For 6 mana, get a 2/4, and when it enters the battlefield, exile target non-token creature. As long as it's a creature, Duplicant's power and toughness and creature types are the same as the exiled creatures. It's just a metal shapeshifter. Yeah. We'll take duplicant. What else do you have in here for me, Gatherer? Oh, you know what? Nalea, god of the hunt. Where is god of the hunt? Nalea, god of the hunt. She is the god, the green god from Theros that gives all creatures you control trample. Which, I mean, Shroud, trample doesn't sound half bad. See, I think what we need less now is things that give us payoff for having creatures with huge power. And we should be looking more so for... Oh, Nalea's Colossus. Yeah, that might be what we're looking for. It has Constellation, and whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, double target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. No? You can't target my commander. I mean, it's still pretty good, but we can't have enchantments other than enchantment creatures. Oh, Paleoloth? Oh, that's a interesting one from the shards. Conflux? Yeah, it's from Conflux. For 4 green, 5/5 creature beast, whenever another creature with power of 5 or greater comes into play under your control, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, that sounds good. I have all of my graveyard recursion. Pathbreaker Ebix is also another one that might be pretty sweet to have. Copy. Pathbreaker Ebix is 4 green, 3/3. Whenever it attacks, creatures you control gain X, and trample until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So it's just overrun. Which I'm not necessarily looking for on my commander. I'm more so looking to beat down with him. But that's fine. Oh yeah, Ravenous Slime. That's sweet. Creature graveyard hate. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. It's a 1/1 for 2 and a green. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it and put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to that creature's power onto Ravenous Slime. So Ravenous Slime literally just hates, it exiles all non-land cards that would be put into our opponent's graveyard from dying. All of their creatures, we're presuming that they would also be playing the same format as us. Normally when you play creature-only decks, your opponents also play creature-only decks. It's sort of like a theme night thing that people do together. Presuming you have friends. Presuming you have friends. Oh yeah, Savannah, Heart of the Wilds. Yes. We need creature draw. We need draw. So this is a good way to get it in creature-only decks. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, its controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power. Keep in mind, we have some very large creatures in our deck, significantly larger than our opponents most of the time. And for green and tap, add X mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Yep, that's exactly where I'd like to be with my massive amount of mana. And Shaman of the Forgotten Ways, it can tap for 2 mana that you only can cast creature spells with, which is so fine. That's exactly what we're looking for. And it has an alternate win condition, which is 9 green, tap. Each player's life total becomes the number of creature he or she controls. And when we have big creatures that are evasive, and we put everybody down to either like 5, 6, 9, 12, whatever they have, and then swing out that turn. A lot of times we can kill several people and not have to worry about dying on crackback. You only can activate it if you have Formidable, though. It's Biorhythm, if you haven't seen Biorhythm. Where's that? What else do we have in here? There's Steel Leaf Champion. Sirach Hunt Caller. A source of haste in green. If you have Formidable, at the beginning of combat, you can give a target creature haste until end of turn. You know, thinking about it again, our yeah, we'll take it, and I'm also gonna take Yeva. Yeva? Is it Yeva? It's Yeva. She is Yeva Nature's Herald, a 4/4 for 2 green elf with flash, and green creatures you control have flash. So all of our cards in our library have flash. And then there's Whisper of the Wilds. Whisper of the Wilds has tap add a green to your mana pool, pay 1 and a green for it. It's a 0/2. But if you have a creature with power 4 or greater, you can tap and add double green to your mana pool. And there aren't a lot of Wraths in this format. There are very few. And there is another card in here that I would like to have. There's actually 2. Sabertooth, I believe it's one of them. Yes, there's this Tumblr Sabertooth, which is a 2 green 4/3 creature cat, and you can pay 1 green. You may return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, Tumblr Sabertooth gains indestructible at end of turn. You can use it to save your creatures from death, or recycle creatures' ETB effects for a little bit more than it's worth most of the time. But over time, if you're doing it during a stalled board state, at instant speed, just repeatedly doing that with Yeva and Flash, untap on your turn, wait to do everything at the last possible second. It's pretty sweet. It gives you something that green doesn't normally have the ability to do, which is survive removal. Let's see how many creatures we actually have. Oh, yeah. Prototype box. Okay, we have a bunch of cards. I think that we can do a little bit better with our selection. I think we need some lower drops. Our curve's looking a little high, a little fat, but we do have a lot of ramp already in there, which is sweet. And I'm going to actually grab Sage. Reclamation Sage. Wait. Where is Reclamation Sage? Nope. That's not finding it. There it is. Reclamation Sage. I don't understand how it's... Oh, I was definitely spelling it wrong. Oh, that's why. And I'm going to just quickly look in here. Only creatures. And tap this permanent in there and see where that gets me. Nope. I think... There we go. It was just that they were combined. Oh, Circle of Elders. That's weird. I've never seen that one before. 2 green, 2 4 with vigilance. Has formidable if you have creatures with power 8 or greater. Tap, add 3 mana to your mana pool. I don't know if I want that. Oh, actually, patron of the Orichi. That's actually very interesting. 7/7 spirit that looks like a snake, but it's not a snake. Costs 6, double green, has snake offering. You may play this card anytime. You could play an instant by sacrificing a snake and paying the difference in its cost between this card and the sacrificed snake. Mana cost includes color. Untap all forest and all green creatures. Play this ability only once each turn. Well, with Seaborn Muse, that seems good. Oh yeah, and I can put in Seaborn Muse. Oh no, it's Seedborn. I just got that messed up. Seedborn Muse untaps all creatures. I'm going to have tap this permanent. Oh yeah, Beast Color Savant. I can spend 1 and a green, get a 1/1 with haste, but it has tap, add 1 mana of any mana color to my mana pool. Also have Birds of Paradise. Where are creatures that I want to see? Well, I don't think that we're going to do much better than the typical 1/1 mana dork that taps for mana. I'll even take the Birds of Paradise. Not because we're going to use the mana, but because there's not a lot of 1/1 green creatures to satisfy. I think I will take the Arbor Elf. Oh, and because I need more card draw, I'm going to take... well, I'm going to take Strip Mine first, but... that's just Strip Mine. Gotta love Strip Mine. Paste, but I am going to... play Arch of Orzhova. Yep, Arch of... I don't care what it actually is. It's Arch of Orzhova. Then, let's see. Is there anything else in here? No. Continue scrolling down. Boreal Druid is the snow creature mana dork. Taps for snow mana. See, I don't think I want to be in the place of putting lands directly onto the battlefield because I can't search for them the easiest. Being in a creature-heavy format, there aren't a lot of creatures that search for multiple lands at the same time or repeatedly do it. There are some that can help them pull them up, like a Greenseeker Dryad. But nah. It is not very frequent that you see it, and it's not very good. It only end up working about 40% of the time, a little bit less. Elvish Mystic. Elvish Piper. Yeah, let's take Elvish Piper. How many of these creatures are there in green? Oh, Endbringer. We could take Endbringer here. I don't think that we would end up using it very frequently. We would actually need a lot more colorless mana, which I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna put in the colorless mana for it because there are a bunch of utility lands like Wasteland and Strip Mine. and Ghost Quarter that I would be more than happy to take. Let's take Dust Bowl. We'll take Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I'll take all the removal. I'm not going to take Field of Ruin, though. That seems mana intensive and unnecessary. Oh, Fauna Shaman. Oh, yeah, that's a good way to get around the new no green tutors. Fauna Shaman is a creature that says, pay green, tap it, discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. It's a 2/2 for 2, which, I mean... It's not a very good body in Commander. No, nothing good, nothing to look for here. But that's not why you play it. You use it just to cycle, use your creatures to cycle for other creatures. It's a creature cycling. And I would like Frontier Guide. Actually, a lot of these creature-heavy matchups get very stalled out because people have creatures with Death Touch, like Nightshade Peddler, which I'm going to add, which gives things like Death Touch or... they make things not worth attacking into, like there will be creatures with lifelink and double strike. So by trying to attack and get aggressive, you pump up your opponent's life total almost to an insane amount. And there's creatures with indestructible and whatever. Nightshade Peddler. Oh yeah, Finhorn Elves is another one of the Elvish Mystic type cards. Great. Gemhide Sliver, I'm not looking for that. Oh, Gilt Leaf Seer. That's actually a way for us to mess with our library and get pseudo card advantage. It's just 2 and a green for a 2/2. Pay a green, tap it. Look at the top two cards of your library, then put them back in any order. I don't know if we're going to have a lot of shuffle effects in our library to manipulate this. We do have some shuffle effects with our creatures already that are repeatable. Yeah, I'm going to take the Gilt Leaf Seer. Even by itself, it still seems playable. We don't need too much artifact or enchantment hate. It's very unlikely that we're going to see much of any. And a lot of things are already creatures. So, whatevers. Great, Hermit Druid. Gonna combo off with the Hermit Druid. Oh, God, I love that. Incubation Dryad. Incubation Druid. 1 and a green is 0/2. Has adapt. No, I don't think the adapt's very important here. Just makes it into a 3/5. I don't think I really want the mana that bad from it. So I'm just going to let it be. I am certain that I have plenty of elves just because I'm in green. So Droga Tree Speaker, which gives your elves the ability to tap for double green, and itself does tap for double green after you level it up. That's something cool to see, I think. Oh, Karametra's Aculate. Oh yeah, this is the huge, insanely big creature that it just generates massive amounts of mana. It's 3 and a green, a 1/4, another gem from Theros. I love Theros block so much. And it has tap. Add an amount of green mana to your mana pool equal to your devotion to green. So for each green symbol on the cost of your cards, adds up to be 1 green devotion. So when you tap it, you count the 1 green devotion that it has, the green devotion on your god, the green devotion on your enchantments, on everything that you have, and then you're just like, boom, tap for like 7, tap for 8, play one creature, play one huge, massive creature off of this, or Genesis Wave. Then play Eternal Witness, Genesis Wave. Do it again. Oh, Corrosion Restorer. I actually like Corrosion Restore. It's 2 and a green, 1/2, has tap, untap target land, and we're playing cards with cards like Gaia's Cradle. So untap 3 target lands, which is pretty sweet. It can be easily cut though. Some of these big mana cards, I don't see us Genesis waving anytime soon, or really comboing off in this deck. I think we're more of just play an honest, fair game of Magic and proceed to beat down. Give our creatures certain utility type abilities like Death Touch and Indestructible and whatever's. Yeah, that's what I'd like. Magus of the Chandelabra, but don't get me wrong, some of this quick mana does seem good. Magus of the Library. If you know Library of Alexandria, the land that lets you draw a card if you have 7 cards in your hand already, it's very good, but I'm not the kind of deck that can get 7 cards in hand very easily. But if I start with it, I can run away with the game. Yeah, let's do it. Let's play it. Try to run off with the game. And I'll take Magus of the Chandelabra. Again, I don't think I want all this big, huge, crazy mana. But I will take it just because, I mean, it's super good. It does give you these explosive starts, especially with Gaia's Cradle in the deck already. Is there a creature that tutors for lands? I don't think so. But that's alright. Put that away. Yeah, there's no Sylvan, it's not Sylvan Scrying that tutors for land. Yeah, it's the Sylvan Scrying that tutors for land. I don't think there's Sylvan Scrying on a body. Oh yeah, Norwood Priestess. 2 double green, 1/1 tap. You may put a green creature card from your hand on the battlefield. Active this ability only during your turn before attackers are declared. Oh, that doesn't work as well with Seedborn Muse. But yeah. Yeah, I'll still take it. Just because it doesn't have any synergy with Seedborn Muse doesn't mean that it's bad. Again, with the explosive plays that we can sometimes get into if we have that kind of a shenanigan. And what else would we be looking for? I remember there's one creature that I specifically came down into this for. It was something from Innistrad that tapped for sometimes like a bajillion mana. And you know what, we're in green, so I'm going to grab Priest of Titania. We have natural elf synergies, and Priest of Titania at its worst is the only elf on the battlefield and taps for 1 green mana. But we have at least 10 elves in the deck by now. And our opponents, a lot of times, if they're in green, they have elves in their decks. Pima Renegade is one of those creatures that if we have a 2-drop on turn 2, and we have this creature on the battlefield, we can end up playing Pima Renegade, putting a +1/+1 counter on it, and one of the other creatures, and then untap on our turn 4, play land, tap him, tap the other one. Is Rima? Is Rishkar? Rishkar's a man. All right. We end up tapping them both. Tap out our lands. Play our commander on turn 4. Yeah, it seems good. Turn 4 commander that's too big to deal with. Yeah. Let's see. Nope. Oh, well, it looks like I'll have to just, oh, there it is. Somberweld Sage. I couldn't remember the name, but I knew I'd find a bunch of good stuff by just digging through. Somberweld Sage taps for 3 mana of one color, and you spend it all on creatures. It's just a 0/1 for 3, but you untap the next turn, and you almost have double mana. You go up to 7. It is a massive amount. Oh yeah, Stone Cedar High-Amph. I mean, I would make a land drop every single turn if I had that Crucible World thing. I don't think I'm looking for it though. Oh, under Ulvenwald Tracker is a 1/1 for just a green. Human Shaman has a 1 and a green tap. Target creature fights another target creature. Target creature you control fights another target creature. We can pit our Nightshade Peddler up against another one of their creatures. Give it indestructible until end of turn. Yeah, that seems fair. An indestructible Death Toucher that wants to fight. Yeah, good. Oh, and look at Utopia Tree. That is something special. 1 and a green, 0/2, tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. That's some sweet art. Yeah, I got time to just gaze at this art. I got 17 minutes left. And if you're watching this video and you're not just like listening along, leaving it in the background, you really should take a gander at this tree. The art style, oh. The art style is pretty sweet. It's not a super realism. It's kind of like this willow tree that's just hanging out at the edge of a bank, dropping these multicolored fruits, yellow, red, and blue with like a little bit of like white shining off of them. Very pretty. Not gonna add it to the deck though. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Well, where are we going to head after this? Oh, Yisan, the Wanderer Bard. I think I'll take you just so I can just get a little value out of you. You're just good value. After this, I think there's... Oop, too far. I think there's one more thing that I want to grab. Just some lands. Like, just a bunch more lands. Some utility stuff. And, oh yeah, the Ramanop Excavator is what I want. Ramanop Excavator... Yep. The Ramanop Excavator is Crucible Worlds on a body. It's pretty sweet. How many... Okay, I have 247 cards to look through. Bazaar of Baghdad would escalate my chances of finding certain cards with Genesis in my graveyard too. Blast Zone and Blighted Woodland are just... Blighted Woodland, I don't think I'm going to need Blighted Woodland. It's fat and I have better ways to ramp. However, Blast Zone is almost a Ratchet Bomb. A lot slower though. And with Crucible Worlds, it's multiple removal. So that would be very, very effective for getting rid of some things that I already have trouble getting rid of. Oh yeah, Command Beacon. Another one, another colorless source. So wait, I can have my little untapping creature. Ooh, what was it? The crazy looking Eldrazi. Oh yeah, Endbringer. It untaps during each player's untap step. Dark Depths. Do we want Draw Near Temple? Nah, I'm not too into this graveyard strategy. Encroaching Waste. Then there's Endless Sands. Exile target creature you control. It's a way to get it out of the way of removal. Actually, what is Emergent Zone? You may cast spells this turn as though they had flash. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take Emergent Zone. Emergence Zone. Endless Sands is a maybe. Ugin, Field of Ruin is too mana intensive for the land destruction. It only hits non-basics. And actually, Gargoyle Castle seems like a way to produce some creatures with a bunch of mana, and I can keep getting it back. Ghost Quarter's cool. No, none of this. Growing Rights of Iklamok. Still thinking that I might. Yeah, I'm gonna take a. I'm still thinking about not about high market. I'm gonna add in a high market for the life gain. But I'm still thinking of Bazaar of Baghdad. I know I don't have that much land. Like that much graveyard recursion to make up for it. But the idea of just milling over Genesis just seems like a wet dream to me. Isolated Watchtower, land, taps for colors, which we need. 2 tap, scry 1, you may reveal the top card of your library. If it is a basic land card, reveal this way. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Activate this ability. Only if opponent controls at least 2 or more lands more than you. No. I'm planning on being in the land heavy side, so that's not going to work out. Majoring Network. Nah. Maze of Ith. That is an idea. But I am on the big creature side. So let's not do that. Mary the Moaning Well. Yeah, I'll take Mary the Moaning Well over High Market. I'm going to get rid of High Market. Because Moaning Well gives you the ability to gain significantly more life based on the creature's toughness, which I'd like. And, oh, hello, Mirror Pool. Land enters the battlefield tapped, taps for colorless, pay 2 and a colorless, tap it, sacrifice Mirror Pool, copy, target instant or sorcery spell you control, doesn't matter. However, pay 4 and a colorless, tap it, sacrifice it, put a token on the battlefield. That's a copy of target creature you control. I'll take this. I will take that. Mobilized District is not where we want to be. However, that sweet moss-covered bridge, mosswort bridge, it is a hideaway land, and it's triggered if we, is active if we have creatures with power greater than 10, 10 or greater. Seems like a good way to save on mana and get a little card advantage. Let's if we can end up blowing it up. We can cycle through with our own Ghost Quarter to blow it up, tutor out a land, get to replay Mosswort Bridge from the graveyard. And oh yeah, no, there was that one creature card. What was it? What was that creature card that the Empath? Yeah, Empath. The one that tutors for a creature with power 6 or greater. And puts it on the top. Or was it put it in your hand? I'll have to read it. I'm going to take Nykthos. And I'm going to take Myriad Landscape just for the land tutor. And for the explosive mana ramp. And do we have any more lands? Oh yeah, the Monarchy land. Reliquary Tower is not something that we're looking for. Just kind of port. Not really. We're not looking to mess with mana bases too much. Seep Sap Forest? we do look for land cards. We do look for a forest and put them on into play tab. So seems to have forest. We could cut a forest for it. And we can also put in a scavenger grounds. Scavenger grounds just hates on graveyards, exiles all the graveyards by sacking itself. Running out of stuff here. Temple of the False God. Nah. I don't want that much colorless mana. And, oh yeah, there's Throne of the High City. A good way to get some card advantage going. We can hide behind our big creatures and just soak up all of that sweet, sweet monarchy juice. Hopefully we don't get ganged up on. Oh yeah, oh, and Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, gives you the ability to make all lands into swamps in addition to other types, but it is not a swamp itself stated on the card, so you can play it in any commander deck regardless of color identity. Which is pretty sweet when you have a lot of Maze of Iths and Bazaar of Baghdad's in your deck. Werewood Lodge, not that many elves. Yavimaya Hollow. Yeah, I'll take the Yavimaya Hollow. I should buy that in real life. It's like, it's $36. I probably should not buy it in real life, but I would like it. I would very much like to. Cut down on a forest. And we're probably going to end up having to cut down some of these other ones. I'm going to cut down Dust Bowl. We only have 52 creatures. That's not a lot of creatures. And Gargoyle Castle will cut down that. We'll cut down the Emergence Zone. Because creature removal is very important, I think we might have to use that fight mechanic pretty much every chance that we get to just get something small out of the way so our bigger creatures can get in. Yeah, I'll take the regenerate mechanic. So we can have our creatures fight, then have it regenerate. And creatures, power on creatures. We're looking for the one creature from Conflux that gives our creatures indestructible. Oh yeah, and I forgot to read God Eternal Ronos. I haven't actually played with this card or looked at it too much. 3 green, 5/5, Death Touch, enters the battlefield. Double the power of each other creature you control until in turn those creatures gain vigilance. When it dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, you may put it into its owner's library third from the top. Yeah, I'll take God Eternal Ronos with Death Touch. Yeah. Seems good. seems fair. Seems like a fair, fine Magic card. Real legit here. Oh yeah, there it is. Spearbreaker Behemoth. It is 5 green for a 5/5. Is indestructible, and target creature with power 5 or greater is indestructible until end of turn. Paste. I'm going to save all this. Right now we have just over 100 cards in the deck. I'm going to have to cut down another land. Yeah, because we have so many. Jeez, Pete, I went overboard here. Completely my bad. Oh, but what to get rid of with only 5 minutes remaining? Oh, we're not getting rid of... I think we can get rid of Ghost Quarter. There are plenty of basics. Westport Bridge. Oh, we only can have one Myriad Landscape. And that would bring us down to 40, 44. I'm not gonna cut that many forests. I don't want to accidentally screw myself like on turn one, only having colorless lands in hand. I'm gonna get rid of Throne of the High City. I'll get rid of the Myriad Landscape. With plenty of ways to shuffle already. And we're probably gonna end up getting rid of... Oh, where was that one, with the Moaning Well? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of, Seepsap Forest. It's really slow at gaining life. And we're gonna get rid of another forest here. And then we're probably going to add in a Terramorphic Expanse just for the ability to search for our... no, I think we're good at like these 40 lands here. Just for the ability to search and shuffle our library repeatedly. But now I am down a ton of cards. Yep, Spearbreaker Behemoth is in there. Nope, still don't want Fairlead. Splinterfront? No. Draw a card. Creatures that just say draw a card. The Enchantress, no. Nope. Oh, yeah, Beast Whisperer. I'll take the Beast Whisperer. And how many more are there? We already have Drum Hunter. Evil and Blossom, no, we don't care. Just a minute or two remaining. Kozilek, the Great Distortion, Lifeblood Hydra. Yeah, we have a ton of mana. I'm gonna put in a Kozilek just for lols because I know that I can get away with playing Kozilek for the lols. And we'll take Lifeblood Hydra. Oh, you know what it was? It was Fierce Empath. Was the creature that I was thinking about before that might tutor. Empath. Critter mana cost 6 or greater. Put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Yep, this is the creature that searches for a big creature, puts it into your hand. So hopefully you can play it the next turn. Yep, we will take all of these, copy these. Put all these down here. Save, continue editing. I think I have room for literally just one more. Card. Search for. Search for a creature. A creature that searches for a creature. Oh yeah, Brutalizer Exarch would be very good. That tutors for a creature or puts something back on top of our opponent's library. Yeah. We got all the good ones. Uh-oh, we have one too many. And we're getting rid of Arbor Elf. Got it. I got it. Perfect photo finish. I have exactly 100 cards in our library. We even got time to modify at the very last second. Here's our one commander, our 41 lands, which is a little bit more than I would have liked. I couldn't focus on narrowing it down, but we do have a total of 31 lands that can produce green mana. and the rest do produce the colorless needed for Endbringer. I don't actually feel like I made the best. I don't feel like I actually made the best possible deck here. There's a lot that I could have probably chosen to do better with all the mana and all the mana cheating and all this stuff. I probably should have put more gas into the deck, but oh well. That's what our commander is partially there for. To just repeatedly beat face. The commander is a to reiterate is a 4 and green for a legendary creature with star. Its power and toughness are equal to all the cards in all players' hands, and it cannot be the target of spells or abilities. In these games, it's harder to gain a lot of card advantage, and the games can be a lot slower and grindier, and people have fewer things to hold back. Because there's not a lot of creatures with flash. Sure, there are some in Magic, but there's not as many as there are actual instants or actual reactive cards. So he is going to be a little bit less powerful in this format of the creature-only commander if you've ever played with your friends. However, Shroud is still good, though. And he does still do some sweet things. That's why we have our Pathbreaker Ebix, which we can search for with the Fierce Empath. And we can get that. Actually, we can use the Woodland Bellower to search for the Fierce Empath, to search for the other Brutalizer Exarch, or directly for the Pathbreaker Ebix, to then beat our opponent's face in by pumping up all of our creatures, including our commander, and giving him trample, and just getting in. So yeah, that's fine. Also, we have God Eternal Ronas, which does double up this thing's power and toughness to get in. It does not give evasion, though, which is unfortunate. It does give vigilance, so we can swing in essentially for free with our huge creatures, knowing that they're safe. Causeless, Butcher of Truth. Gaining 4 cards is pretty good, but we do have a lot of card draw in this deck. Thinking about it, I should have played Nulamog just so I can have something with the same cost. It's slightly smaller, but it is indestructible, so which is better with our fight mechanic, and it does give us an alternate win condition of exiling and milling our opponent by exile. Plus, when it enters, it exiles 2 cards. So Nulamog, the new Ulamog, would have been probably a smarter choice here. This does prevent us from getting milled out ourselves, though. Yeah, it's the best of the old Titans. So there's nothing to cry about. All in all, we have a bunch of small mana dorks that want to ramp us into our larger mana dorks that tutor for lands. And with all this land tutoring going on, we have creatures to bounce our ETB creatures back to our hands with the Sabertooth, or we can get reckless with them and try to get them back with Genesis to then recycle their ETB over a little bit of a loop, or just have them fight away till they die. Magus of the Library was an odd choice for me. I don't know. I know it is a mana dork, but still, it's a little odd to have in there. Now, for our curve, it doesn't look so bad. We still do have a bit of a bell curve. And remember, we do have a lot of 1-drops that add mana to our mana pool, so we can skip over 2 and just go right to 3. And a lot of times we actually are trying to play our commander, so we try to skip and hop over 5. A lot of our 5-drops are creatures that we want to play just like later in the game anyway. We're not racing to put them out. We want to put them out once we actually have something going on. So all in all, I think this deck is actually fairly playable. This is probably one of the more playable decks that you'll see, and I actually finished it, and I found, which is really sweet, a Gilt Leaf Seer, and decided to put it in. I'm kind of happy about that. in this Crucible of Worlds deck that also has a bunch of toolbox stuff going on and crazy things going on. My decks always get insane. But yeah, this is something that we should do on our draw step with the Guilt Leafs here to rearrange the top two. And then draw a card, try to shuffle away the bad one with one of our shuffle creatures. Let's see. I don't think there's much more to the deck aside from the Crucible Worlds package, the Toolbox package with all of our creature tutors to get our Rec Sages and all that stuff, our Eternal Witnesses, all the sweet things. And you can check this deck out at tappedout.net, or it just listed down in the description below. That's all for this time. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. See ya later, and coming in for that face touch.